Stood for peace, always. We carry on your legacy.
Alright, what's going on, guys? This is your boy Jake back with another show again with Project Over Mike. Excuse me. This is gonna be a crazy show, but we're gonna keep it short and sweet. I do have my wife on for a couple minutes, and then after that, then we'll move on. It'll be good. I got you.
Hi.
Okay. So yeah. So at least it's like it's blocking me. All right. Here we go.
It's been a week.
It has literally been a crazy week.
It's been a month. It's been a year.
Oh yeah.
It's been 4 years.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And it's not a surprise what
happened.
We're probably going to be talking about in this show.
This show is going to be crazy. So, all right. So I want to talk about, of course, we're talking about election. There's no ifs, ands about this. This was literally a shellacking. This was a straight, this was a red tsunami. Not only did President Trump won the electoral college, he also won the popular vote by a good amount of margin too. So there's no, the only winners we have so far, as my wife could tell you, is Arizona, which is still weird that they have not.
Yeah.
The numbers.
I said that because this happened before in the past. Arizona is. Yeah.
Get back to paper ballots, please.
I agree.
Just do that. Paper ballots, pretty good. This all electronic crap, I don't know, but it's kind of weird. It's 2 days later, and it's still counting for the U.S. Senate and everything else like that. But we'll be showing that all together in there. But again, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. So I'm gonna bring this up. I want to bring up some stuff here on the screen.
Yeah, I got a text from a good buddy of mine about just how bad Trump beat Harris in this election. And I said, I think that's really the sourness that we're seeing from a lot of Democrats, or
Oops.
or leftist is the amount of people who came out in support of Trump. There is no denying that this election was not just won by white people. There were people of all different
Yeah,
ethnicities and
which will
backgrounds
show the demographics of all
that
that's going on.
said, I'm voting a different way. And
Correct.
instead of going back to the drawing board and having mature discussions, and I know I'm jumping ahead,
Yeah.
you're seeing petty insults and jabs about Latino men and white women, and it's just like, really? The hole wasn't dug deep enough. Let's just keep going.
Exactly.
But yeah, and I'm glad it went this way. I was talking to another good friend, and we were saying that we were praying that the win would be too big to rig, and that's been the kind of slogan that's been going in the Trump campaign, and it really was too big to rig, and not only too big to rig, but too big to ignore the fact that there are a lot of American voters who said no, I want something different, who voted Democrat in the past, but are saying no, I'm voting a different way, and I can do that because this is a free country.
Basically, it is. It is a free country. So, I am happy that they did that. So, but just as you can see right there on the screen, you see what it is. It's basically this whole thing right here is just, that's the electoral college right there. It's basically it's 13-12 after everything, because Nevada went red. Arizona is leaning towards red. So, and even little where was it again? Maine? New England, sorry. Even
It's
New England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think they should put it somewhere up there. I want it to be seen. They're the only little red.
No, the New York Times is uniquely weird. But New England, it's what she's talking about is right here. It's one red, blue, and red. That's what New England went over. So that's what my wife is talking about. So we have these situations here, and this was, like I said, a referendum on some stuff. And the only reason I want to use this map because I want to show some stuff as well too. I am gonna play a clip. I'm gonna play a clip. It's gonna infuriate you. I know it.
Yeah, so this is a specific reason why my husband asked me to be on this show.
Because I want a black woman just to talk about
correct.
This. And yes, I am a black man. Hey, Joe Biden. I'm a white man because you see, if I ain't vote for you,
right,
I ain't black.
And what happened, what we saw in this election, is that they got even more decisive in dividing than before with the minority communities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they didn't cater to you at all.
No.
Bullied you and say you better vote for her. Don't be misogynist. And then,
please,
for me, it was supposed to be the assumption. There was nothing laid out other than make sure you don't have your abortion rights stripped away.
Which is the funny part about this.
There was nothing in this campaign that spoke to me from Kamala Harris that said, man, I gotta make sure she's in office.
Give me the phone for a second. Yeah, no, got you. Go
And
ahead.
so that's how it was. This black man, this black woman got nothing from her campaign. Do I speak, as you famously say, I don't speak for every other black person, and every black person don't speak for me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really a majority of what this show is about, and why I'm up here is because there has been a very personal offense that I think black women who were in support of Kamala have taken against other black women who decided to vote conservatively for the first time, who may have already been conservatives. They already had threw the black men away well, y'all just ain't nothing. Y'all just want to be misogynistic, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But for the black women who came out and voted the way that they voted and said, no, we want conservative values. We want a successful, stable ran country for the next 4 years. They took issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, my husband probably gonna play some videos that's gonna raise my blood pressure.
Now let's go play one.
And I've been reading comments from good sisters in Christ of mine, black sisters in Christ of mine, who are getting insults and derogatory things thrown their way because their platform is popular, but because they are conservative, just because they're conservative, they take issue with that. And I'll say this, growing up in a rural town, kind of just having black friends, white friends, growing up in a blended family, I can tell you firsthand, I've experienced peer pressure and bullying 99.9% from one ethnicity group, and that's from my fellow black females. Do all black women act that way? No. I have extremely healthy relationships with the household of women that I grew up with, and seeing the husband and wife healthy example played out with my parents, and having healthy female friends today. But there is a mean girl social network with every ethnicity. Italians, Puerto Ricans, Europeans, Caucasians, you name it. I'm just saying. And black women are by no means an exception. We're in the black angry women category for a reason. And you've seen a lot of that this turnout. And I guess to their defense, they're saying, well, if you put in Hitler, why can't we at least voice our opinion as to why you voted the way you voted? And a lot of us are sitting here thinking, okay, CNN is a powerful drug. Because if you think that he was the worst of the two, I don't even really know where to start with the talking points.
Okay, I got you.
So we're just gonna unpack some things.
Some stuff, yeah.
And,
I'll take more of the stuff. I just want her get her opinions across.
Yeah.
So she ain't gonna stay for the whole show, but at least get it across.
I get sleepy.
Huh?
I said I get sleepy.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so here's the thing. Now everybody's talking about this. I brought up a couple shows back about the divide between between women and men. More women are worried about the top issue was abortion, and then for men the top issue was the economy, which it's weird to me. That is super weird to me. Okay, let me get this straight. Okay, now I'll state this: y'all got bamboozled, most of you women. The Supreme Court overturned a court that was illegal in the first place. Roe versus Wade, I have debunked that and showed. Even Ruth Bader Ginsburg said that it was illegal, and she was Supreme Court as well too. She's for abortion, but she said that law was illegal, and I played it and I showed why the law was illegal. Okay, it was not voted by the Supreme Court. It was not, and also it was on false tense because Roe lied. Yeah. I agree with what they were trying to state in the Texas court when they were trying to do this, but Roe lied, and even she herself said, "Yeah, I saw Christ. Because she was trying to hide. Literally, Roe was trying to hide the pregnancy from her boyfriend at the time that she got pregnant by another man."
A lot of layers to that story.
Yes. So that was the situation. But point taken, it was overturned by the Supreme Court. So here's the thing. It would have, Kamala could say all she want. She would have never, even if she had won, she would have never would have never gone back up. Because the only way she would have do that, if they have to get the Senate, The House, the Senate, and Kamala, all of them had to be there, and they got to be a majority, so they can't be over written.
Sorry.
Thank you, dear. So they can be overwritten because, you know, like I said, it can be overwritten to that, and they would not. They would have never got that. They would have never got that at all. So they lied to you on that one front. Two, you heard me on my show multiple times. I am not playing word salad with people. Okay, even though Kamala talks a lot of word salad, I'm not playing word salad with people. Abortion is not reproductive rights.
No.
Reproductive means to reproduce.
It's an oxymoron. Let's unpack that for a second. It is a oxymoron. Reproductive. Would abortion even? I guess you would say it's birth control. It's an extreme.
Yeah. Is that
source of birth control?
Yeah.
But it's not reproductive rights. It's not reproductive. It's certainly not reproductive health. That's the thing.
No.
They put it as a but that's a
No.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Y'all like to play word salad.
We could go all day long with that.
I'm not
in
playing
the
that.
origins of Sanger. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I know my wife is a certain way. I've said it multiple times on the show, but since I'm talking about it, I'm gonna stay my stance once again. All right. As my wife said, the whole, you know, I don't speak for black people speak for us.
Right. If you get nothing else from this show, regardless of what side of the fence you swing on, especially if you swing on the opposite side of us, let this just be what it is. We've all, in the last decade, everybody has had to deal with a candidate that they fiercely didn't like. It has not been a very neutral season these last couple of elections.
Yes.
So when you see black people, when you see black women who voted a different way from you, it's just an answer slap in your face. It's the saying goes, all kinfolk ain't skin, all skinfolk ain't kinfolk,
and all that
people
stuff.
say that as a passive aggressive term usually to say that just because they may be close to the melanin that you are, their views or outlooks or whatever might be very skewed from yours, and that's true. Now the reality of it is we could unpack why their views might be better, but nonetheless, people are going to think differently regardless of how they look. We can look similar in our complexions, but have very different outlooks and desires for our futures and what we want for our country.
Yeah.
And you just have to digest that and take that for what it is. You
Okay.
can't take away my blackness or my black card because I am a registered Republican and I voted a certain way. It just doesn't work that way.
And
let's put our energy towards other things.
Exactly. So what I'm going to say now is this. Again, 91%, the last Pew Research put it out, 90% of, so they've been, if you have medical, and again, most of the ads was lying to you anyway. If you have to do a medical abortion because of a certain thing with the life and everything, I understand that. That's what you got to talk about. I get it. A lot of people, you put on the test, nobody got against that. If you get raped, nobody wants a woman to carry that. That's another thing too. I understand that, and that's for sure. I understand your stance on that one. It's horrible. Some women do choose to keep the baby, some doesn't, and I get that. That's their choice. It's a difficult choice, but I'm not against it when it comes to that situation. I'm just speaking for me. I'm not against that. And I was telling my friends yesterday. They were like, "Oh." I said the people because everybody always says is medical or if it's rape or is it incest. Incest is rape. That's just why I consider it. Because if it's out of two choices, you did it with and you did not do that. Yeah. And like I told my friend yesterday, it's funny. A lot of people always talk about incest with it's white country hick back. There's a lot of inbreeding on the black side. Yes. Because you don't know who your daddy is in the ghetto, in the hood. He done sling so much stuff. His papa was a Rolling Stone.
Well, not just that. I mean,
just saying.
Most child rapes happen within the family, within an immediate family member.
No, but
that's regardless of.
But I got you on that. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of people who don't
know who they're related to. Yeah.
They don't know who they're related to, and some of the people in the ghettos, they don't even leave the ghettos. So they just your cousin. You think is your what you think is your it could be your sister, half blood. You didn't know that or whatever. So it's just crazy in that regard.
That's true.
So you have that.
Yeah.
You have that. Now, like I stated before, where we're gonna be talking. So Kamala, we're gonna lie on that. And I'm sorry, I've stated my stance before. You would have had to cut my arm off and take it to press the button for me to vote for that woman, because what she has done in California,
Absolutely.
which reflect to my friend, and I can tell you that my friend and her daughter voted for the first time in a while, and they went to President-elect because she was a DA in California. Her husband and her two oldest sons got killed by illegal that Kamala kept on releasing back out in the street. And he was an MS-13 guy. He beat up pregnant women. He beat up older people. And this man should have been in jail. He's in jail for life now. But he should have been in jail all the time until he took the life of a black man and 2 kids.
Yes. Unpack that.
So
there was a very clear understanding that there was no support of her from
to me.
Yeah.
And my wife has heard the clip of I lost the clip where they talked about the case.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, but she heard the clip personally, and that's what I said. I can't. All right, I'm sorry, but that's something I couldn't do in a girl. Now you take that away. Oh yeah, now I remember the video. I gotta find it. And you take that away, which I'll break down why she lost in the first place. But and now with my wife, it's gonna be me myself doing this. But you take that away. She can talk straight. She's an educated woman, but she doesn't have raw power. She cannot think on her feet. She can't do stuff. And I will tell you this right here. I will give a simple understanding of this. Go back to the last 2 weeks. Every time some people are gonna talk, or a celebrity or Kamala gonna talk, whatever, the teleprompter messes up. And you saw what Cardi B could do. She couldn't do it without that. Even Beyonce read from a teleprompter. And also Kamala Harris couldn't do nothing too. When the teleprompter went down, she's 32 days. 32 days.
Oh my God.
32 days.
I joked with another girlfriend of mine that this woman has a lock on cringe.
Yeah.
Nobody does cringe quite like her.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but she couldn't speak like that. Now, here's the funny part. There have been the teleprompters gone down on Trump as well too, but he riffed. He went off the top and did what he did.
Because he has a personality and a brain.
Yeah, and let me get this straight. Look at what happened with the garbage thing. That happened Sunday. By Tuesday, they got a garbage truck with Trump on it, whatever. He's in there, he's wearing a vest, and he riffed on it, whatever. That's what private people do.
Yeah.
More than the government. My wife is a Republican. I'm a libertarian. I am, like I said, I want less government in my life. Because look, as a friend said, if anybody been following the internet, look what happened to that peanut thing up in New York, which I was a video looking for.
Yes.
In New York, a squirrel that the family had. Now, did I like what the family did all the time? No. But still, that was not the point.
Exactly.
The point was it was a squirrel that they raised.
Minding their business.
Minding business. The squirrel was making money for them so they could promote stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay. And they were doing this to other people. I mean, there was other animals and stuff like that. Right. And because of a Karen that called and disrupted it, they came in guns a-blazing, held up the family, the husband and the wife. Funny enough, in New York, while you have illegals taking your money, robbing people, beating people over the head, whatever, you're going to ask his wife, who's from Germany, what's her status?
I mean, if they were a black couple, this would have
I don't know.
Broke the internet.
Huh?
But nonetheless, I heard that story, I said, "Wait, you mean to tell me they're putting that manpower in all of that? Ain't there a child being kidnapped somewhere that needs their
Exactly.
attention?"
They just arrested a guy. They just arrested a guy who raped who raped a 5-year-old girl.
Uh-huh.
Like, how sick is that? You can't do that, but you gonna go to a citizen and take him. That ain't hurting nobody, ain't doing nothing wrong. But that's what y'all want.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where you want to be. Whatever. And let's be honest, the media. Let me help you out. News media. You CNN, your MSN, CNN and MSNBC. Y'all people are not jobs. Y'all, but here's the funny thing. Y'all helped Trump won. Because y'all was deranged and y'all pushed people to think, why you lie for all this stuff. The thing about Liz Cheney, y'all took it out of context. Every time you always took things out of context. No. Are they going to stop? No. The next 4 years going to be just like this as well. Is it just like I've proven the fact multiple times when they were like, look at Trump going to Japan and he dumped the fish when you found out, and he cut it that way. When he found out that the Japanese president did it first and Trump followed the Japanese president. Or when the Queen of England was alive and she told, and Trump was like, no, go ahead. And she's like, no, you go ahead. And Trump went in front of her.
Right.
But they took out the part where she was like this. Like, and it goes on and on and on and on.
Crop and paste things exactly how they want you to perceive it. That's why I said CNN is a powerful drug. That is the only news station. When I say that, I'm putting NBC and ABC and all those other ones under the same umbrella. But with that, when that is your only news source, it shows. It just does. And that's why we see this, as my hippie constituents would say, that's why we see this low vibration behavior we do now from our leftists.
Oh my God. I laugh at this. I laugh at what my wife said. It's just funny. But to be honest in what we insane like that, like that's why if anybody listen, if you want news, ground news, and like I said, I'm not getting sponsored by them. I'm not using a link, affiliate link, whatever. Go ground news. You could go to any other YouTuber, use their link, whatever, and see. That shows you left and right and the hidden blind spots. That tells you the story and everything. That's you see, for people who are new who watch my show, I use all news source to prove my point. So I don't just use Fox or News Nation or New York Times, which I just put up. There was this thing I just put up is New York Times, and so on and so on and so on and so on. I've used CNN. I use all this stuff to prove my point. So we have that. So I want my wife to add something, and then I'll go to the video. Because I want to show this to people. Now, everybody who's watched my show know that I have a phrase called, I said, people are stupid, individuals smart, be a smart individual. That's my phrase. And I want to show you something on the screen. You can see right here. We're going to zoom into certain things. Now, again, mostly what turns because even in blue states, I'll show you on that. Even on blue states.
We talked about California.
Most of it is little red states, but because the population is going to be blue.
LA, for sure.
And to be honest, California did
a given.
They did but they did some voting that I was surprised. This is why I say local voting is very important.
Yes.
Very important. Okay? Because they kicked out Gascon. Thank the Lord. That piece of crap needed to go. And they turned back the clock. Hopefully, with the new DA now, they could enforce it, which is basically saying that if you rob and steal, you go to jail. Now, you should go to jail now. I don't care, you're black, white, green, whatever, purple, go to jail.
A law that shouldn't have been put back as a law.
Yeah, but it's so stupid. Now, of course, my state of North Carolina, our state of North Carolina, we voted for an amendment to make sure citizens, only legal citizens could vote in our elections.
Right.
Yippee. It shouldn't be able to vote for it, but we voted for it. It's an amendment in our Constitution. But in the county that me and my wife lives in, of course, they passed a stupid bond, which I'm like, vote no for all taxes. I don't care. You're Republican or Democrat. You get enough money from me. You get enough money from me. Now my property tax is going to go up a little bit more because of that stupid bond. Stupid. And again, go to Chicago. What did Mayor Brad Johnson said? He said, he ran and said, I'm not going to raise no taxes. What is he doing now? Raising taxes.
Yeah.
And who is that money going to go for raising taxes? To illegals.
Exactly. Like, it's not just he's raising the tax, but why? Like you said.
It's going to illegals. It's not even going to the citizens.
Exactly.
It's not even going to the citizens. So, that right there is that situation. Oops, let me go back one more. I lost it. There you go. So, I want to show this right here. Again, a lot of states, if you really go by county, and that's why we have electoral college. Thank you. People say they could be racist. I don't give a care. Forefathers, thank you for what you did.
Yeah.
Because you were smart enough to figure out, look, we live in a republic. We don't live in a democratic party.
Exactly.
Democracy does not work. It never has worked. That's why they killed with a republic. Thank the Lord. Because again, go to any place. I'll give you an example. Let's go to Egypt. Oh, they went to democracy. And then what did they voted in? The Islam Brotherhood, which basically went around raping and hitting and beating women and all that stuff. And then the Egyptians like, oh, well, that's a little too crazy. Let's go back to what we had before, which was kind of a dictatorship, and they went back to a dictatorship. Every time you put into vote, whatever. Right now, we did all this crap. Here's the thing. We went all this crap. We spent trillions of dollars in Afghanistan. Thank you, Uncle Biden, for that horrendous tragedy. Which you said no American people died. No, 13 people died, but you don't want to recognize them. And Kamala never went to their, we call it again, the transfer, the memorial transfer. Biden went there, which is the weirdest part when he said no American died, when he's literally right there seeing Americans die in front of him. But then Kamala, of course, you saw the clip I played a couple weeks ago where Kamala's like, we don't have no American troops in any war. And the guy's just like, what the are we doing
ABC
here?
had to fact check that. That was like,
That's why it killed me when I was fact checking. He's like, what?
They fact checked it a week later, but they did fact check.
Yeah. Well, that was ultimate when you see troops looking at it like, what are we doing here?
Right.
So you have that. You got that situation. But we have, like I said, let's look at it. You can look at Texas. You see, most of the cities are that, but all this is red. But if you're gonna, even if you go to blue states, like I said, Albuquerque is that. No, this one will stay blue. I'll give you that. Let me see. Let me back out. Let me circle back out here. Some blue states. Minnesota. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at all the red. It's just Minneapolis just took everything over.
Right.
That's what it is. All right. Michigan did flip. And yes, basically, if Arizona's going that way, all 6 purple states went red.
Right.
Kamala didn't have not a chance.
Right.
That's why I said I'm happy. Too big to rig.
Yes.
And that's what it was. Let me look at it. Like I said, because of Chicago.
Exactly.
Just because of Chicago.
My word.
All this is red. That's why we have that. Virginia, we have a couple spots. Exactly. But we do have a more spot in Virginia.
In Alexandria,
yeah. Now, our state of North Carolina is, of course, all the major cities. Greensboro, Charlotte, Durham, Raleigh, Chapel Hill. Was basically that. Now, I'm going to get back to that for a second. To North Carolina, because I want to show something here. So let's show this. We're in Michigan. And this right here, I got to ask a question. This is why I said people are stupid, individuals are smart. Flint, Michigan. Flint, right now you see if you see what my hands on in the thing. Flint, Michigan. Y'all went blue. Not by a lot, but still a good amount.
Yeah.
but you vote blue. Even though when y'all had it toxic, remember y'all was national news when you had the water that was poisoning black people, and I was like, oh, they don't care for black people.
Care about us. Yeah. Yeah.
Who was running
And
that?
it's a horrible situation.
And who was running that? It weren't Republicans.
No.
It was Democrats who was running that stuff. And y'all still vote for that. Y'all must be crazy, because ain't no way. I'll be flipping. I'm like, nah.
Right.
Y'all try to kill us and we're going to do that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
At that point, it wouldn't matter what party it was. I would probably be just desperate enough to try something different because this situation is not working as it is, you know?
Yeah.
But.
You're correct. You're correct. I mean, even, which is it's weird. I can't show because it's not here. It's weird. Even Puerto Rico didn't vote Democrat. Now they went to this new progressive party where progressives mostly a different form of Democrats. So we'll see how that works out for them. Puerto Rico,
Right.
maybe you might not learn your lesson. Y'all got a trash problem. You got all kind of. They stole water from. They kept water from you. They kept stuff from babies and everything from y'all. Hope y'all learn your lesson. We'll see.
Yeah.
You got a new. You try something different. So I'm not gonna knock you for that. So let's see if this new woman governor does the job.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. No, but going back to North Carolina. Now, this is two things I'll say. It is because a lot of people lost their house and everything, so I understand that. So that maybe they couldn't go vote. They didn't have the IDs to go vote with stuff like that. But
well, go ahead. I mean, it's a pretty liberal.
I know that. But here's the thing, though. That what you just see me here is Buncombe County. That's where Asheville is.
Yeah.
That's what got ravaged by the hurricane with the floods and
Right.
everything. I got a question for people again. Asheville is liberal. I understand that. I get that. But again, it's people thinking that kind of makes me feel like, what?
Right.
Kamala Harris only went there once. And that was her speech saying, we're going to give you $750.
Yes. Let me check my phone. Yep.
$750 is what we're going to give you. Trump went there 4 times and gave you more than and bring Elon Musk in there and gave more than $5 million to that area. But again, orange man bad.
Exactly. That's the effect of when you call someone Hitler so much, they become desensitized by the characteristic traits that one person shows over the other.
Mm-hmm.
You just see that they don't even take it into effect. And you stop thinking with rationality. Like, okay, you keep throwing these terms out, but it's not lining up with the person I see in front of me.
Exactly.
And by person I see in front of me, the person who continuously was on the ground, who made his presence known, who was going everywhere, speaking, allowing himself to be judged and questioned, in contrast to somebody who stayed behind closed doors, who only took 30-minute interviews when she so felt like it. You know?
Let me hear you again. This is Hawaii. Everything is blue.
Yeah.
Hawaii. How you feel with your $750 that you got after the horrible horrible fire? They barely gave you anything. But they gave to over $200 billion to Ukraine.
Yep.
And as my wife said, and I ain't got it right now because I'm not in front to type it up, whatever. But you could go look this up yourself. Putin basically says, "Yeah, let's have a talk, America. Come on, America, let's talk again." Now that Trump's I'm gonna be back in office. Hamas says they want a peace treaty. Before, they were just joking and everything before.
Right.
They're not like whatever, because here's the thing about the whole thing. I feel bad for the Palestinians. I really do.
Right, because it's the people who suffer under those rules.
But again,
Rulers.
It was Hamas who attacked Israel. Sorry. And what do you expect? And they were doing horrible things to the captives of Israel, what they did.
Right.
Because again, y'all talk about Israel. Egypt closed their borders. As soon as that thing happened, Egypt closed their borders. So did Jordan. They closed their borders. Why? Because last time they let Palestinians in, they ran them up. So they kicked them out and said, so this time happened. They're like, we ain't doing this crap again. Still over there. And again, I feel bad that Hamas used a lot of people as human shields.
Right.
Because I was like, oh, you bombed the hospital. I'll say it again. If you're bombing my house to kill my family, whatever, I don't care if you're in a hospital. I'm shooting back.
Exactly.
I'm shooting back. I feel bad for the schools and the people. They use the schools and hospitals as a human shield setup, and it sucks. It really sucks. But Hamas said, "Yeah, we want to talk. We want to talk to Trump." Zelensky ain't as happy as he is now.
No, but they said that was so funny. They said he's like the kid that Dad,
his toy got taken away.
His toy got taken. Dad says no now. You got your way with Mama, but Daddy's come in and he said nope. Some changes been made, son.
Yeah, and here's the part that killed me. With this is straight honest. This is fact, really. The Obama and the Biden administration, I didn't understand this. Why are we giving money to both sides of the daggone war?
Right.
I thought y'all said Republicans are the war hawks.
Yes.
But that don't make no sense. You give money to Israel and they give money to Lebanon. What? How would that make sense?
Right.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
And I bet you, and if I was Trump, yeah, I would put American destroyer. Well, it all comes with American aircraft flight. Put it between Philippines and Taiwan, and just tell China, yeah, you ramming their ships, come ram ours, and see what happened. I bet you they're gonna be like, yeah, let's not go do that.
No.
Okay, so I ain't got the demographics up. That's what I was trying to look for that, and I wanted to see, but the demographics. The exit poll was basically so: Latino men voted for Trump. Latino women was at least 43. They was still up there, so that was that. Now black men, we went 25%. And I'm not applauding you for voting for Trump. I'm applauding you for walking away from the Democrat plantation.
And thinking for yourself.
That's what I'm applauding for.
Right.
Okay.
Not being bullied, because that's what they used this time.
Yeah.
You'll
see
the bully shame tactics.
Yeah. You're gonna see it in a second. But I'm happy you just walk away. I don't care if you voted for Jill Stein or Cornel West. Democrats need to earn your vote.
Right.
That's what it is. And I could tell you from my ballot, if you look at my ballot, I voted for Republican, I voted for Democrats, I voted for Libertarian. Because I wanted the issues that I went, what is going to be what it is for me. Okay? Did all my candidates win? No. It is what it is. But that's my point is, you ain't going to get a guaranteed vote from me. You just ain't.
Right.
No.
Just because of how you look. Exactly.
Yeah. Now, black women, I was not surprised.
Not surprised, but like I said, we're gonna bite back.
Yeah.
We're not a doormat just because we vote conservatively in black.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It was 89%. 1% didn't. They don't count the 1%, but 89% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. 9% didn't. Well, I'm happy you're the happy 9%.
The 9%. I should give me a shirt. I'm the 9%.
Exactly. You should do that.
Do that for me and a couple of my friends. So we are the 9%. We should do that.
9%. Yeah. Because of that. So a lot of ages swung that way as well too, which is again, we're not a monolith. And that's what was funny about people when they talk about the whole Puerto Rico thing, trash thing, whatever, that they got upset and everything. I'm like, if you really talk to, if you see these people, white, okay, I got nothing against white Democrat women. I got nothing against white liberal women. But white leftist women are the most racist people I've ever seen in my lifetime. White leftist women. You all the way over there. Y'all are the most crazy and the most disrespectful and also pandering, unintelligent people, and just and condescending pieces of people too. Okay, and men, I'm gonna tell you this: if any woman who wants to have multiple abortions, which is weird in my opinion, that's for sure, and talk the way it is, that's not the woman for you. There's more women. There's more women than men. Choose. Look around.
Oh, it's getting even more
fish in the sea.
interesting now because there are Democrat women, feminist women who are coming out saying that they're going to be celibate, that they are boycotting men because of the supporter turnout for Trump, apparently.
Whatever.
And as somebody who is still in the honeymoon stage of marriage and was single for a long time, I would say good luck to you on that. As the songwriter said, love is a battlefield, and that dating and single life is tough enough. When you go start boycotting men just because they voted for masculinity and sensibility, you really putting some tough times ahead for you. But I look forward to hearing about that.
Exactly. And sorry, that's not gonna hold us. Like I tell men that all the time. Don't think with the head down there. Think with this up here. Save your money. It's not worth the headache. You got a couple women right now who are divorcing their husbands for the most dumbest of stuff. And I said whatever. I said yes. Spice of life is to have a little difference. See, I'm happy me and my wife are on the major issues. We're on the same level. Right. Family, religion, finance, and here's the funny thing about this. I'm only doing this because of the clip I'm going to show you is why I say this. My wife, we went to counseling.
Yes.
We went to pre-counseling with a counselor and with our pastor.
I suggest it for everyone to do premarital. They make you do financial counseling to get a loan. They do the whole thing with the stuff. So it's a lifetime commitment. Everybody should do that, but that's another side.
No, but it's a good thing to say that. That's what I'm saying. So even us did that. So my point of saying that, like, you got to agree on at least a lot of the issues on it. We have our rough patches. We had our hard times. We're not perfect by no means. We're not. Sorry. Yes, we're not perfect by any means. We're human beings. Whatever. We're human beings. But this one know that I will do everything to protect her as much as I can. Yeah. And make sure that our family is even though our family members don't agree with us. And that happens. But we're gonna do the best to move forward. Yeah. That's for sure.
And it's called being in agreement.
Yes.
You know he gotta ride or die with me. Preferably ride, but yes.
Yeah.
I'll do what
That's what it is. I take my vow that I made with this woman till death do us part. That's what it is. Sickness and health.
Right.
Ups and downs. That's what it is.
And to say that regardless of how you voted, your marriage should not be shaken by elections. If your marriage is shaken by elections, then that means that you had some pretty deeply deep problems from the get-go.
Yes. So with that said, we're gonna talk. The one thing that kind of me, I have never said nothing bad against Michelle Obama. Never said nothing bad against her. I am disappointed in her and Barack Obama because I wish they talked more about being a family unit that could help black people because of the single mother birth rate in the black community and everything like that. Like, I wish they talked more about that. They didn't. No. So I was disappointed. But this one here, like I said, okay, my lovely wife. Yeah. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Don't get this.
I want to make sure. Huh? And hopefully. Oh. Did I got it? Okay, that's why. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Election, right?
So I want to make sure. Sorry, we want to make sure that me and my wife can hear it. You guys can hear it, but I want to make sure my wife hear it. Okay. So I want my wife to respond to this. Okay.
Your wife, your daughter, your mother, we as women will become collateral damage to your rage. Are you as men prepared to look into the eyes of the women and children you love and tell them that you supported this assault on our safety?
Assault on what
safety?
I mean, we know that the tactics, like I said, the tactics of the Dems this time with the black community particularly was shame and bullying. And that's what we see here. And manipulation too, of course. First of all, what attack, and we see it even now that Trump has won. Oh, I saw this stupid post. Oh, let me go use the bathroom one more time before it's whites only. The dumbest stuff. So my thing is, attack on what? They wanted to make you think that by Trump winning the election again, that your life was going to be turned upside down for the worse, and that it was going to be a dystopian. Like my boo here said, I don't want to say her name because she might not want me to say her name, so I'll just call her Boop. Saying about that Handmaid's Tale, they want you to think that he's ushering in this dystopian era, and it's just gonna be the worst apocalyptic state, and not realizing, no, it's gonna probably be the opposite. And even if it's not, your life probably will either be vastly better or just won't change much at all.
Yeah.
And so, yes, Obama, what are you talking about? And mind you, this is a woman who got her husband, who has her children.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother came in and helped her transition and settle in with the girls. From the outside, and we know that there's a lot that we can say that drives them and fuels them, but from the outside, she has a pretty traditional conservative makeup, but she's preaching this rhetoric to people that's gonna, to follow that, is probably gonna put them in a completely different lifestyle than what she has. Mm-hmm. Speaking division.
Yeah.
I remember her telling, it was a podcast or somewhere, and the person who repeated it to me was a DEI agent, so I know it was true. And she said, and by true I mean she was saying exactly what Michelle said. She said that Michelle talked about the first 10 years of her marriage was pretty rough, and she had to suck it up and sacrifice a lot at the expense of her husband pursuing the things he did with his career and so forth and so on. There are a lot of people, if you took her out of it and just put a different average woman, would say, oh, that's just too old fashioned, that's too gender traditional and blah blah blah. But she had no problem speaking to that. So those things just don't line up to me with this rhetoric that she's putting here as to men, you're putting your wives' lives at hand and voting this way and whatever. I'm like, we know you're pandering. We know you're being manipulative. We know that this is just stupid rhetoric. Come on. We clearly saw through it. The 9% saw through it, sis.
Got you. All right.
So
let's continue. Let's continue. Because, like I said, just what we gotta have. Okay, so you hit that part doesn't enrage me.
Oh.
Again, I never had a problem to be, but let's go.
We have every right to demand that the men in our lives do better by us. To make these choices clear to the men that we love. Our lives are worth more than their anger and disappointment. And we are more than just
So she immediately goes to anger and disappointment to, like I said, to manipulate the whole situation, because every man in this election who didn't vote for Kamala was a misogynistic, which was what shot them in the foot as well. Yep. Because it speaks to the fact that, oh, men aren't thinkers. Every man is just saying, oh, I'm not going to vote for her because she's a woman. Not the fact that she's so ill qualified in probably is one of the last people that they even wanted to put on the ticket, but they just got a little
Exactly.
desperate.
She never got a vote. She never got no vote.
So-
if that's the case, why y'all didn't vote for her?
So the rage and all that, they created the rage from trying to put that misogynistic thing on you guys. It's just crazy.
Okay, well, keep on going. Let's go.
I'm sure. We already paused like 5 times. We hadn't even got to the meat of
Be
it.
making vessels. You are a woman who lives in a household of men that don't listen to you or value your opinion. Just remember that your vote is a private matter.
Until you could see your vote is
So
not private.
what it's doing is it's setting you up for, if you are even contemplating on voting for Trump, or if you're voting conservatively, then you must be in a just, what would you be, dominating over me and just be ruling over me and just be a
Get inside and
butthole of a
get some food.
husband? Yeah. It's giving all of that, just male chauvinistic household. That's what she's saying, is that because I voted that way, I automatically am saying, husband, you be for real.
Okay, wait for it.
Regardless of the political views of your partner, you get to choose. You get to use your judgment and cast
I
your
know.
vote for yourself and the women in your life, to make it plain to the men in our lives that we need to stand not with Trump, but with us. We need them to vote for the only candidate in this race who will protect our lives. We need them to vote for Kamala Harris.
Actually, I stood with Jesus, and that's why I voted for Trump. So, yeah.
Like, why are you dividing? That's the part that
It
kills me.
It is so divisive. It's so cringingly divisive, and that's sad coming from a married woman. It's not like she was cat lady single,
Yeah.
bitter,
Yeah.
chip on
Or
shoulder,
Rosie a dollar or something like that. Yeah, no.
who has a little bit more sense nowadays than some.
She went crazy. I just saw a video. She went
Yeah,
crazy
I
too.
guess
So
it
she
was
went,
by the time.
well, she and Trump don't like each other. We know
That's
that.
true.
So that's just.
But
that.
anywho, yeah. So it's insulting to people. They really are blatantly insulting people's intelligence, or and people are just tired of it. The 9% are.
Basically,
So-
look, like I said before, if nobody voted for Kamala Harris,
Right.
Nobody voted for Kamala
Nobody
Harris.
put her on the ticket and it was like,
Again,
oh, I can't wait to see her in office as the president, who's already the vice president.
but the thing that killed me about that thing was, she didn't do good. She messed up on a lot of stuff. She didn't answer no questions. But the part that I don't like what Michelle Obama just did, and that's why I said, is to try to divide your family. See, that's the part. Okay, that's how the Democrats got majority of black women to this today.
Yes.
They told you back in the
Yes.
60s, kick out the males, and we're gonna give you child support and not child support, government welfare and everything when you want it.
If only more black women were willing to have an open and honest discussion as to that, which you just said.
And let's be honest, okay? I've seen videos. You ain't seen this, and this one I haven't looked. I've seen videos of people talking. Well, you showed it to me. It's kind of like when you showed me what happened to your friend. That's crazy. You're not a Christian. You're not this, whatever. You're not.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait. Have you read the Bible?
Not just that. People are insulting. There are Christians insulting other Christians for voting for Trump off of his character. And my thing is, Trump is my president, not my preacher.
Yep.
And then my second thing is, I don't watch just CNN. And then
And
my third thing is, if we're comparing characteristic traits, have you looked at Kamala's past? Have you looked at any of her track record?
No, that's why they call her the city girl.
Honey, that's what I'm saying. We get to comparing all of that. We could go toe to toe on that. So I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah, but not even that. not even as you said that with that is not only she has all like you just said her past everything in that regard. It kills me in my regard that nobody picked her.
Yeah.
Nobody picked her.
That's
All
so
you women
true.
wanted that. You wanted that. You should have picked her. You should have, but you didn't. You did not. I will vote for any woman that's smart. I will vote for Tulsi Gabbard. That's the only woman that in recent history that I would vote for. I was
Right.
cool with Tulsi, and you see what happened? Y'all did her so wrong that she switched parties.
Yes. And she wasn't alone.
She switched parties because of that. Okay. Speaking of what you just said right there, and that was the thing right here. I don't think I
Shout out to Double A. He said government became the sugar daddy, and they did.
yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
There's no doubt about that.
Yes, it is. Where is it?
My boo, standing with Jesus, and you better believe it. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, we standing with the same Jesus, then that means that you should either just respect my decision or be questioning yours. But that's
I can't.
another subject.
I can't zoom in. What is it? Where is it? And there's an S. Starr County. There you go. Starr County from since 1980. No, 1890. They vote Democrat. This is the first time they flipped.
Oh, I bet that border issue has something to do with that.
Of course. And that's the thing that killed me. Again, we are not a monolith. That's why we say black people don't speak for me. I don't speak for black people. What a lot of these people don't understand. A lot of Cubans don't like Puerto Ricans. A lot of Puerto Ricans don't like Mexicans.
Right.
A lot of Mexicans don't like
These
Guatemalans.
are different countries.
They don't like them. They don't like. It's not a monolith of all Latinos like each other.
Right.
Portugal do not like Spain. Spain don't like Mexicans. It's not all one thing. So stop treating people like that. Okay? And I said before, Kamala, I didn't. This is not one of the reasons I didn't vote for her. I like to say, oh, she's black. Kamala ain't black. She ain't had. It's funny enough that y'all talk about slave battle, the white leftist women, while her great grandfather was.
Yeah.
Her grandfather,
Her
not great grandfather. Her grandfather was a slave owner.
And for those who say it doesn't matter, it kind of does when you literally put these things in your biography and lied about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But who are we? I'm just a 9%, so you know.
Exactly. So don't hit me with the nonsense because of that. Her grandfather was white. The mother was Indian. Harris, her father, that's his makeup. He was born in Jamaica. Just because you're born in Jamaica doesn't make you black.
And mind you, all of these things
So weird.
They don't matter in the grand scheme.
Yeah, I didn't care.
The thing is that she based her running and her platform on identifying. They promoted
I'll show you that later on.
Identity stuff.
Yeah,
so,
go to all the videos. When she became a Senate, what did she say? I'm the first Indian. Asian American to be the senator. Blah blah blah. She kept on saying Asian American all the time. She never said black until it was convenient for her to become black.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go with that situation. But I wanted my wife to speak on those stuff right there. I thank her for joining. I wanted to speak on that because that is annoying to me. All right. And you can see already the world has changed overnight, literally. Like I said, Putin wants to talk to Trump to reset. Hamas saying, we do want to really see peace now because again, let me point out this with al-Assad back in Syria. Biden, when he was out there killing Christians and Muslims alike, Obama said, if you keep on killing people, we're going to bomb you. Obama drew a red line in the sand. And when he did that, al-Assad kept on doing that. And what happened? He's like, oh, you ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
So you made up, you puffed up your chest. You didn't back it up, so he kept on going. Trump went into office in 2016 and said, and that's what people, he didn't start no new wars, but he did fight. He did have some
Right.
battles.
He put his foot down.
He did some battles. So I'm not saying he didn't cause
Came in
whatever.
with backbone.
And that's what's going to happen when he get in office too. He's going to have to fight in certain places too. He's going to have to. A war is a different thing, but he's going to have to. But when Trump, he told Al-Assad the same thing. Drop any more of that would happen. Al-Assad said, okay. He kept on going. And what did Trump did? He told the U.S. Navy ship, sent some missiles over him. He dropped the missiles, and what happened? Al-Assad's like, oh, we done. We quit. We good. We all right.
Right. Just kidding.
Yeah, they stopped. They stopped. It's just like with World War One, with Japan and everything. People keep on don't understand that. Because like, oh, America killed a lot of people. It did, but it was Japan's fault. They killed a lot of people, and it sucks. Your leader did not want to quit, but when he dropped the first, because here's the thing: it's 2 bombs they dropped. The first one dropped. They asked him, "Are you gonna give up?" He said, "No." Okay, they dropped the second one, and after that, he's like, "Okay, we done." It was a horrible thing. I am not defending that it was not a horrible thing, a humanitarian thing. But that saved more lives than you people think. They don't understand that.
Right.
They need to understand history in that regard. So, again, yes, I want to thank my lovely wife for joining me and giving a female perspective. It is crazy because a lot of women out there are vindictive, as I always say, and they're very brutal to other women to be like,
That's
oh, because you
true.
voted. And if you didn't vote for Trump,
Right.
and you voted something because you say, okay, I can't vote for Trump. Because like my wife said, she was saying, the one thing that made me difference, shout out to Bishop Woods of the Upper Room Church in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yes.
He said, give me one law that Trump said that was anti-biblical.
Right.
One.
Right.
You can't name it. And the funny thing about it, after his assassination, he's become more than before.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was before. I would say he wasn't that before. He just said it just to say stuff. But I think after almost getting his hair blown off on live TV, he become more Christian-like and be like, yes.
Oh, I see. I mean, if we wanted to unpack discernment, I definitely see more characteristic traits on him. Perfect man, no. Has, says and does what he does.
Yeah.
As a lot of multi-million people do. But when you look at his legacy and you look at the character he has now, when you look at his children who aren't getting caught with cocaine and got back child support, people are married and
I can't.
All in family units. I mean,
I can't wait.
I could go on.
No. Now that oh boy, January gonna be crazy because it was the immunity of Joe Biden that was stopping them going after his son Hunter. Now that he ain't that now, Hunter,
get the dogs in, make sure the house has been swept.
You're gonna be going there. You're gonna be going there. So I want to again. So thank you, there for joining us in
You're
this.
welcome.
I'll continue the rest of the show.
Yes. Bye, friends.
You go ahead and you go ahead and get some relaxation.
Bye, Trip. Bye, Double A. Bye, Boop. Bye, everybody else.
Got you.
Are you gonna pause it? I don't want people to see my.
You stop. You are something else. Thank you, dear.
Bye.
Don't forget your water. You got it? Yeah. All right. Okay, now, like I said before, let's get down. Turn the cat. Now is that back to this? So let's get down to the nitty gritty. My wife is gone, so I can play some of these videos now because I didn't want to play some of these crazy stuff up here because it is ridiculous how some of these people try to do certain things. But now let me just give you the news, and we go from that that situation on now.
Extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president.
This just in, Donald J. Trump has won the election. America has spoken. In a landslide victory, President Trump has been declared the victor in the 2024 presidential election, and many believe America has been unburdened by what could have been. Trump defeated his principal opponent, fraud, and also defeated his secondary opponent, Kamala Harris, who was seeking to become the first openly retarded president. More on her in a minute. But first, we at the media are in full meltdown mode here because it appears as though the corrupt system has been overpowered by the will of the people. Our condolences to the deep state. And you'll have to excuse me if I look a little tired. I spent all day yesterday in Pennsylvania unplugging voting machines. Trump still somehow won the damn state. Trump's victory is perhaps the greatest comeback story of all time. After being deplatformed from all social media platforms in January 2021, he was raided by the FBI, arrested, indicted, charged, convicted of felonies, and shot. Yet, he came out the victor. So what does Trump's victory mean for America? Well, unfortunately, it means the border will become a border again, inflation will reduce, the economy will improve, crime will reduce, and the globalist agenda will get pissed on. It also means that the Ukraine war will be ending, and some of the American tax dollars will start going to America.
Surprisingly.
Weird. Sorry for the little wrinkle in your plans, BlackRock. Yet people everywhere are wondering, how did Kamala lose so impressively? Well, as she was a DEI pick for VP under Biden, it turns out that when she has to receive votes in an election where people are voting on merit, she doesn't perform that well. It's also hard to comprehend how Tim Walz didn't make this a slam dunk victory for her, given that he was the worst VP pick since, well,
ever.
Kamala. Yet, even though the election was called, Kamala didn't make a concession speech. She was perhaps a few too many boxes of wine in to ramble on incoherently. But let's check in with our resident, sort of the same color of skin as Kamala correspondent to find out what all people that look like her think of Kamala not giving a statement on election night.
She didn't have some grace. I mean, it shows us how classless she actually is. A sore loser. And even though it's painful for her, for the Democrats, I think America might be relieved at recognizing and realizing they don't have to put up with this any longer.
Well, that's not accurate. That's not what...
And we're going to go in a deeper conversation with that lady, because she's a Democrat. That black lady is a Democrat and was in the White House for Clinton, I think Clinton and Obama.
We've been saying about Kamala all this time. She's great.
She is so completely insecure.
She does kind of have a point, though. Moving along. With Trump getting back into office and the rule of law unfortunately being restored, we'd like to thank all those last-minute lackluster celebrity endorsements of Kamala. Americans appreciate you guys raising your hands and telling us that you're on Diddy's tapes. And sorry the blackmail didn't work out so well for you. And we at the media who have fed you aggressive and very accurate lies, I might add, about Trump like he's a dictator, he hates gays, he'll lock you up, and anyone that votes for him as a Nazi can now see that you haven't been dumb enough to buy any of it. But our promise to you is that we won't change a thing, because we've yet to acknowledge that Trump's victory is the death blow to the deep state system of control and manipulation, and the power has officially shifted back to the people. And please stay tuned all day as we'll be giving you continuous updates on the latest developments with this historic election. That's it for now, moron! Trump was shot on July 13th, stood up and yelled, "Fight, fight, fight." And now he comes out on top. This is definitely not a man who your children should look up to. We voted last night. God voted 3 months ago. Good night.
JP, you're a clown. You're a clown. But I wanted to bring stuff like this to you because, again, it's a clown world we live in, literally.
We have our 47th U.S. President, Donald J. Trump, a fascist who's Hitler, Stalin, and Mussolini all at once. So why did this fascist win by a landslide? Welcome to America Uncovered. I'm Chris Chappell. I'm sorry to announce that Donald Trump has won re-election. I'm so disappointed in you, America, that you didn't vote for America Uncovered's officially endorsed candidate, Chris Christie. Trump won by almost 72 million votes to 0. I mean, I knew it wouldn't be a slim victory because nothing to do with Chris Christie is slim, but come on, not a single vote? And if you're asking, well, Chris, why didn't you vote for him? Well, I mean, it's that felony conviction I got back when I was, well, you know what, never mind. The question is, how did Donald Trump win? Trump not only won more electoral votes, he got more popular votes as well. This makes Trump the first Republican in 2 decades to beat Democrats.
And this is why I wanted to see here. I had a better video of this. I want to show you something here. Check this out. 59, 69, 65, 65, 65. Democrats have been the same all the time, except for 2020. Where did that 20 million votes went? Where did that 20 million votes went? See, that makes 74 to 72 plus. That makes sense. 65, 67. You know something was fishy around 2020. That's the part that sucks. That's the part that sucks. But nobody want to talk about that. And I did do a video about this on Straight No Chasers, talking about when the media wanted to say, "Hey, we're gonna cheat," and they showed you how they did. So, not that situation at all.
In the popular vote. The last time was John Kerry in 2004. Do you know how sad it is to be less cool than John Kerry? Kamala Harris may never recover from that.
No, she won't.
Republicans under Trump didn't just win the U.S. presidential race. No. They won control over the Senate. And as of this recording, they have a good shot at the House of Representatives as well. This is the biggest red wave I've seen since the elevator scene in The Shining. Bet you Democrats are really happy now they didn't end Senate filibusters or add more Supreme Court justices now that we're going to be under Trump. I did warn them about that.
So did I, because that was stupid, and that's a dumb way of looking at it. We're not going to be in presidency all the time. So I hate it on the Republican side and the Democrat side. No. Don't give the power to one side, because again, they're not going to be in power all the time. So you got to be careful how you give the power. It's kind of stupid to get a baseball bat to hit somebody, then they got a chance to take it back and hit you over the head. It's stupid. Don't do that. Don't give the powers back and forth like that. It's dumb.
This is all to say Kamala Harris and other Democratic candidates in general did much, much worse than most people expected. A perfect example of this is Starr County in South Texas. Trump won there, and that was pretty unexpected. Why? Well, it has a 96% Latino population and hasn't voted Republican in 132 years.
Exactly.
Until now. You heard me right. Trump broke a 132-year streak in a Democratic stronghold. This would be like Optimus Prime being elected to lead the Decepticons. Even within Minnesota, a supposed Democratic stronghold where Harris's VP nominee, Tim Walz, is from, Trump managed to flip 4 counties into Republican territory. As a matter of fact,
and also the same county that Minnesota that he's from, because again, Tim Walz's family voted against him.
In fact, Harris underperformed so.
That is very crazy to me that happened.
Badly. She even shocked CNN live.
So you asked, are there any places that the vice president is overperforming Joe Biden in 2020? So we could show you that as well. We just bring that out here. Harris overperforming in 2020.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Nothing.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
She was outperformed by the guy who performed so bad he got replaced.
Exactly.
This flies completely in the face of people who thought the 2024 election would be extremely close. The polls got it wrong, just like they did back in 2016, when they predicted Hillary Clinton would win by a landslide. Remember, Biden received 81 million votes in the election. In contrast, Harris received 14 million fewer votes than that. I wonder where all those voters disappeared to.
Thank you.
Turns out many of the key Democrat-leaning demographics did not heed Harris's call to vote. Compared to Hillary Clinton and Biden, Harris lost a good part of the youth population. I guess she wasn't brat enough? Part of that could be explained by dissatisfaction with how the Biden administration handled conflict in the Middle East. It's actually a little surprising to see that Harris even lost female voters, despite all her efforts to appeal to them with issues such as abortion. Strangely enough, Harris performed much worse than Biden among voters who said they thought abortion should be legal in most cases. Which means abortion wasn't the deciding factor for as many people as Harris would have hoped.
It was the economy.
Probably shouldn't have put all those ovarian eggs in one basket. Harris also lost a lot of Black and Latino votes compared to previous elections, making her voter base even less racially diverse than Biden's. This chart shows how most demographics, especially Blacks, Asians, and Latinos, have shifted towards the right compared to 4 years ago.
Take a good look at that right there. Non-white college men, non-white college women, that way. White, that way. 45 to 46 went that way. 65 plus went back the other way, and I guarantee I know it's because the stupid thing that went about, Trump's gonna take away your Social Security, which Trump never said that, but people will. And again, it's a campaign, so what we're gonna say? White college men that way, females that way, 33 to 34 that way. White college women went for Kamala. I'm not surprised by that. Asians a lot. Blacks a little bit, Asians a lot, Hispanic a lot.
The only demographics that shifted left are people over 65 and white college-educated women. So obviously, this is a time for some deep introspection in the rank and file of the Democratic Party.
Nope.
Or, you could just blame racism and misogyny.
There were appeals to racism in this campaign, and there is racial bias in this country, and there is sexism in this country. And anybody who thinks that that did not in any way impact on the outcome of this race is wrong.
Before I let this moron go say something, because he and his moronic wife, two of them, y'all, I'm happy that y'all got married, because the two of y'all, three of y'all are the three stooges up there, really. But Mika and y'all butt munches. Anyway, forget about that. Here's the thing right here. There's always going to be racism. There's always going to be misogynism. Funny enough, they don't talk about misandry. There's always going to be misandry as well, too. All right? Let's hope for a better country. Let's do better than that. I agree with it. But it's not only in America. That stuff is worldwide, because we are humans. We sinners. We're not perfect beings. We're infallible creatures. We always going to do that. I am not no high and mighty person. I am not pure of heart. I am not nobody's pastor. I have sinned. So I can't be throwing up my glass house when I know I have done that as well too. But I for sure not gonna be ignorant to certain things that I could find out about. Again, I'm ignorant. I know that everybody's ignorant by definition. But if I have the chance to learn about things, I should be able to learn about things. That's what I'm trying to do here.
Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest, and they need to say, yes, there's misogyny, but it's not just misogyny from white men. Mm-hmm. It's misogyny from Hispanic men. Right. It's misogyny from black men, things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them.
Yes, blame the American people.
Allow yourself to slowly get, you're freaking crazy!
Literally.
That'll get them to vote for you in the future.
Exactly.
Others are blaming Biden. If only Biden stayed in the race and not let himself get politically stabbed in the back by his own party.
I think of President Biden's decision to step down after the debate, something that if she does in fact lose, will be under a microscope.
Yes, Harris performed so badly that people look back at Biden's debate performance and think that was our only shot. In many people's eyes, Harris should have obviously won because her campaign was flawless.
And so what you've seen in the last couple of weeks, if this is an audition for managing a complex organization like the United States, Kamala Harris has passed the audition flawlessly. This has been, in many ways, a perfect campaign.
The most
Are her parents brother and sister? Can you please leave now? Oh, now I get it. She's a moron.
The liberal thing about that is their use of the word flawlessly. The main message seems to be that the Harris campaign did nothing wrong. It's all the fault of stupid, uneducated Americans, particularly the racist, sexist minorities. But just perhaps, that isn't why Trump won. One of the most important issues for voters was the economy. As much as mainstream media outlets kept saying the economy's healthy, people look at inflation under the Biden-Harris administration, which has made everything more expensive. The rich have gotten richer, and things have gotten tougher for the working class. As much as Democrats said they'd fix the nation and help the middle class this time, people weren't buying it, probably because they couldn't afford to buy anything. The border crisis was another major issue, and again, under the Biden-Harris administration, it got much worse. People wanted change. And as much as Harris tried to present herself as someone who would challenge the status quo, she was the status quo. She said so herself.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
That was...
Motherfucker. That don't even make no goddamn sense.
Exactly. And that's why he said it was stupid.
Even left-leaning Trump critics like Cenk Uygur see that people voted because they despise the Democratic establishment and elitism, not based on race or gender. It turns out that when you're struggling financially, the last people you want to be lectured by are Hollywood millionaires. The only part they can't play is relatable, especially when a lot of them were fine with whatever P. Diddy did. The American people across the board were fed up with how political elites have handled everything, from the economy to the migrant crisis, crime, foreign policy, social issues like DEI and transgenderism, etc. And how they villainized people who disagree with them on those issues. It took the sole Republican on CNN to offer any sort of insight that wasn't an indictment of the American people who overwhelmingly voted Trump back into office.
I'm interpreting the results tonight as the revenge of just a regular old working class American, the anonymous American who has been crushed, insulted, condescended to. They're not garbage. They're not Nazis. They're just regular people. I also feel like this election, as we sit here and pour over this tonight, is something of an indictment of the political information complex. And we were just ignoring the fundamentals. Inflation, people feeling like that they were barely able to tread water at best. That was the fundamentals of the election.
The last thing the world needs right now is for people who voted for Harris lecturing people on social media why they're evil for supporting Trump. Look, elections are important, but that shouldn't be an excuse to act like a jerk.
Exactly.
That goes both ways. Trump supporters shouldn't use Trump's victory to dehumanize Harris supporters. At the end of the day, your neighbors are still your neighbors.
Correct.
Don't make the block party awkward. It's already awkward enough talking to the neighbor that never closes their blinds. Neither Trump nor Harris are going to be there for you to solve your day-to-day problems. Like it or not, you'll still be living side by side with people who have completely different views of the world. If you're really scared of America becoming a racist, misogynistic hellhole, then do what you can to be a good neighbor. A little kindness could make a huge difference.
And that's why I always do my stance that what I said. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your neighbors. That's how you make a better community. So even though there's unhinged, crazy people who hate us because the way we voted, whatever, the thing. But I'm not gonna be hateful towards you, even though it's just a vote. That's all it is. Now, if you crazy and do some stuff crazy, that's a different story. Okay, so we ain't going with that at all. I want to do, but I want to do a post-mortem in a way and just talk about why and show you one more video, because again, even Kamala Harris, she didn't went out, she did her talk like that was kind of disrespectful for what they did, which is crazy. And I think next week, depending on what things is, we might go through all the breakdowns. And oh yes, if you don't like this country because Trump got elected, please leave. Nobody's stopping you. Go. You have your freedom. Find a place, go and live your life. Be free. GTFO. But if not, because if Kamala Harris is win, I literally told my wife, I told my friends this. If Kamala Harris win, ain't nothing to do. I'm not gonna die tomorrow. I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm not gonna do none of that stuff. I'm against that. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to live my life and just be smart with my money and do stuff like that. So that's what it is. And you should be doing that no matter what person win. In that regard. But it is literally just we gotta be a little bit more better with a lot of stuff. So let's do it. I'm gonna do a post-mortem of why she lost, and then we call it a night. I think I'll do another show with the unhinged people next week, which we'll have they have all the stuff on that. So let me. Sorry, I'm trying to bring it up right here, but it's one of those things where you got that. Okay, so here we go.
And speeches. I want to start with something quite interesting that I'm sure.
This is the reason why she lost.
Everyone's noticed about Kamala, right? You barely see her anywhere. Like, Trump is doing rallies and interviews and speeches and appearances and podcasts out the arse, right? And Kamala is just hiding away in comparison. Like, have you guys ever heard that phrase? 'Tis better to be silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. Yeah, that's basically her campaign slogan. Trump's out here doing as many appearances and rallies as possible, right? So he can share his policies and views for where he wants to take the country to as many people as possible, right? And Kamala isn't. She's nowhere to be seen. Probably because she doesn't know what her policies and views for the country are herself. Hey, do you know what, right? Let me ask her. Hey, Kamala, what are your policies?
I grew up a middle-class kid.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Exactly.
Okay, so I want to start with a few things about Kamala that all potential voters should know about her. One, she lies. A lot. Like, for example, right?
And that's what will kill me. So did Joe Biden. That's what me and my wife talked about earlier. Like, how can you say no American died Joe Biden when you were literally at the transfer for the people who died in Afghanistan? Okay.
She said she worked at McDonald's.
I worked at McDonald's. I was a student when I was working at McDonald's.
She now proudly says that she's black, but she used to fully present as Indian.
I stand
Exactly.
before you as the first candidate for Vice President of South Asian descent.
See? That's what I'm talking about. She never said anything about black. She herself says that. Y'all are projecting. She never said that. When she became the first senator, that's what she said. A first Asian South Asian descent. She always said that, unless she was talking to black people, then she's like, oh, I'm black. She never said that, and that's why I break down her heritage from her father's side, because that's the only thing that ties her to kind of black that people try to say. But even to that regard, they ain't black. There's no black on that side, and of course her mother's Indian, so it's Indian. Her mother's Indian, her grandfather, her grandfather, and her grandmother Indian on that side. That's what she always do.
She puts on fake accents to seem more relatable.
You all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024.
And recently, she kind of implied that she's a mother.
I've made many mistakes. If you've ever parented a child, you know you make lots of mistakes.
Parent what?
But in fact, she has no children. Lie, 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 lie. I'm sorry, right? These are all fucking lies. Right in front of our faces. But of all the lies she told, right, the biggest one she's ever told... She said that Joe Biden was mentally all there.
Let me say that our president, his ability to understand complex issues in a way that no one else can, to make smart and important decisions, and Joe Biden delivers.
You consider him mentally sharp. Fucking hell. Not exactly something that fills you with confidence, is it? Like, mate, if you lie about this kind of random shit, right, how can you really tell when she's telling the truth?
Exactly.
2, she flip-flops. Oh my God, man. Flip-flops out of the arse. Like, at one point, right, Kamala wanted to defund the police. She initially said the border was safe and secure. Something about healthcare for everyone, right? I forget what it was. Fracking and a mandatory semi-automatic rifle buyback. These are all positions that she held very strongly at one point, but has since changed her mind. Or things she lies about, who knows? But most fucking surprisingly, to me anyways, right? After 8 years of insisting with full confidence that Trump's wall was a shit, racist, and ineffective idea, right? Recently at the CNN town hall, she said...
Under Donald Trump, you criticized the wall more than 50 times. You called it stupid, useless, and a medieval vanity project. Is a border wall stupid?
I'm not afraid of good ideas where they occur.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
What? She admitted that Trump's wall was a good idea. How fucking worrying is that? Like, Jesus Christ, man, how mentally slow are you? If it takes you 8 fucking years to realize that a good idea is a good idea, then voting for you is probably not a good idea. Or maybe it is, I don't know. But hey, why did you give me 8 years to realize that for myself, just like you did? Dumb bitch. And 3, I'm sorry, right, but she has performed objectively worse running the country. Inflation is shit, the economy is shit, and the border is absolute fucking shit. Kamala Harris has just come out of a vice presidency where she basically dedicated 100% of her time and attention into the border, right? While the border was just one of many plates that Donald Trump was keeping spinning during his presidency. But despite this, Kamala did a shit job. Considerably shitter. But in fairness, right, you do have to take into consideration that she was not president. So you can't really say that she's responsible for all the problems out here, right? That was Joe Biden. And Kamala does reassure us that her presidency will be drastically different to his.
I mean, I'm obviously not Joe Biden. Let me be very clear. My presidency will not be a continuation of Joe Biden's presidency.
But confusingly, right, she then says...
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
She can't think of anything that she would do differently with Biden's presidency. Jesus, that's a fucking worrying answer, is it not? And to add to that, right, not only does she say she wouldn't do anything differently, but she has also told us that almost all of the disastrous decisions made by the Biden campaign, she deserves full blame for it too.
Our president, I see him every day. A substantial amount of time we spend together is in the Oval Office. I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Aha! Okay, I think I get it now. So it's not so much the case that Kamala's presidency will be a continuation of Joe Biden's, but more that Joe Biden's presidency was a preview of Kamala's.
Exactly.
So if you like the direction that America has been going the past 4 years, vote for Kamala. And even more worryingly, right, she can't fucking talk. Listen, I've noticed some patterns with Kamala, as I'm sure everyone has, right? Whenever she's asked a question in how she answers. Option 1 is she goes about blaming Trump for her failings.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment, the worst epidemic in a century, the worst attack on our democracy. And what we have done is clean up Donald Trump's mess.
Not my fault. Orange man bad, innit? Then we have option 2, right? Which is to completely dodge the question and instead talk about her middle-class upbringing.
When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
I was raised as a middle-class kid.
When we talk about bringing
Where that's another part that annoys me about her. What does that got to do with the as an old person used to say, what does that got to do with the price of tea in China? He asks you if it's better or not. I was raised a middle class kid. Oh my goodness.
Down prices. What are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
I grew up a middle class kid.
What's your message to Michigan voters in terms of the economy? The average person can't afford groceries or their rent.
I come from the middle class.
Like anyone cares. And option 3, right, is to say words that don't actually say fucking anything.
Nothing.
Like, listen to this, right, and see if you can understand what the fuck this word salad means.
Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
Fucking nonsense. And she also gives absolutely empty, nothing answers that give no information whatsoever. But for some reason, right, people accept them. Like, just listen to the answer she gives, right, when she's asked about specifics on fixing the border.
And part of what we need to do is always prioritize what we need to do to strengthen our border.
Part of what we need to do is prioritize what we need to do. Now, fucking hell, tell me you don't know how to fix the border without telling me you don't know how to fix the border. Do you know what I mean? Now, seriously, right, I don't understand how these kind of horseshit, empty, nothing answers are allowed by anyone, because no one else is allowed to do that anywhere else in the world ever, are they? Like, imagine doing that in a maths exam back in school. Like, open up your exam and it'll ask you, find the values of X and Y. And imagine having the fucking nerve to write down, I grew up in a middle-class family, where a large importance was placed on finding values of X, Y, and many other letters. To find the values of X and Y, I would carry out the mathematical calculations needed to find the values of X and Y, and I would then write the values here. Thank you. That wouldn't fucking fly, would it? Exactly. So why do we let someone running for president pass with shit like this? And the worst one, right, was when she was giving the speech and her teleprompter glitched out, right? And as a result, so did she.
Which is what I was talking about. Like I said, shows you how government versus private does. And that also shows, like, think off the cuff. Think of something. It's not that hard. It glitched out 32 days. 32 days. We got 32 days to take back the country, all right? 32 days to show that America has given a referendum against Donald Trump. Because we are trying to fight for the freedoms that we are trying to establish. That's simple. But nope, she couldn't do that.
She just stood there awkwardly for what felt like an eternity, right? Saying nothing of substance at all, just repeating the words.
32 days. 32 days. Okay, we got some business to do. All right. 32 days.
Like a broken record. Like, imagine her negotiating with other world leaders, right?
Exactly.
She'd be fucking hopeless. Like, it definitely gives the impression that unless she's told what's being discussed beforehand so she can plan what to say, or unless she's told what to say directly, she doesn't know what the fuck to say. Not presidential material at all. But I want to end with a little theory that I have about Kamala's supporters specifically, right?
Exactly.
And that's that everyone who votes for her isn't actually voting for her.
Exactly.
They're just voting against Trump. So much so that they'll vote for anyone or anything to be president. No matter how much of a lying, flip-flopping, malfunctioning retard of a candidate they are, just so long as it isn't Trump. Because they've been conditioned to hate him and believe that he's a bad person by the divisive as fuck media. Because they never mention her amazing policies that they're super excited about, do you know what I mean? Because let's be honest, right? There are no policies at all, let alone amazing ones from Kamala.
Today, we're trying to find out from the attendees what Kamala Harris's greatest accomplishment has been as VP.
I can't say anything right now. Give me a second.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because they don't like Trump. Like, I saw a video the other day from WWE wrestler Mick Foley saying, vote for Kamala, but he didn't spend the video talking about how good Kamala is, right? In fact, he didn't spend a single second doing so. Not one second. Probably because there's nothing to say. The entire video was literally...
Enough's enough. Donald Trump is such an obvious con man. There's absolutely nothing fun about this man. I was thinking about calling you a douchebag, only out for himself. I claim he's screwing over the working man. Words are cheap, but he lies almost every time he opens his mouth.
I.e., because she isn't Trump, which isn't exactly a good thing either.
Thank you.
But in my opinion, right, this is a bit of a piss poor reason to vote for a candidate, i.e. because you don't like the other candidate. And I hate this, right? Because one, people who do this often have their minds made up already and have political tunnel vision and will ignore all the good points of the other candidate and ignore all the bad points of their own. So there's a big double standard there.
People pick a fucking team, and then whatever that team says, they can do no harm. And it overpowers all discussions.
That's tribalism. That's why I said racism comes from tribalism, and that's what it is. Tribalism is the core of we splitting apart whatever. I've talked about this multiple times because of that reason.
And two, because when you do this right, it then becomes less about who has the better policies and more about who seems and can come across as the better person. And that's when you really see the fakeness come out. Like one of the big ones that Kamala likes to do, right, is, oh my God, he says mean things. Someone with a dirty mouth like that shouldn't be the president.
Kamala Harris, we can't stand you. You're a vice president.
I have to ask you about your opponent. He used a very ugly term, using the S word.
It demeans the office.
Really, Al? Really? You
piece of loser.
Let me use it then. I don't call him Reverend Al Shelby because he ain't got no dang church. You piece of crap.
Donald Trump should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States.
Too bad.
Stand again behind the seal of the President of the United States? No one standing behind the seal of the President of the United States.
What the fuck, bitch? Give the acting a break. Like, okay, bro, you fucked the economy, you fucked inflation, you fucked the border, not to mention everyone's lives, right? And you don't have any results to show whatsoever, but you put on a better act of being presidential, so people should vote for you over the guy who has undeniable results, yeah? You cannot be serious. When that's the best that you can come up with, right? That's fucking dire.
Double standards.
And also, she will say that Donald Trump's mean words and attacking language is so bad, right?
Your opponent. He used the S word.
It demeans the office.
But the people she's affiliated with...
He's prancing and dancing around like a dipshit.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
He was not calling Trump supporters garbage.
It's his supporters. Garbage.
Half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
Walz has been criticized for embellishing or telling outright falsehoods about his military record.
Not exactly a whole lot better, are they? And hold up, right? What was that she said about Donald Trump's language again?
It demeans the office.
Right, but having the singer who sang Wet Ass Pussy twerking at a family political event, that doesn't demean the office at all, does it?
Exactly.
Great logic.
Exactly.
Seriously, right? You have to get your emotions out of your voting. Like, this is not Tinder you're on, right? You don't have to like the other person. You go into the voting booth and cast your ballot for who you think can do a better job of running the country. With all due respect, right? It's not about who you like. And you have an interesting election in 2024, right? Because both candidates have had a go running the country and literally no one agrees that Kamala's administration did a better job. But somehow, there are still millions of people who want to vote for this zero accomplishment lady who wasn't even democratically chosen to be the Democratic nominee. That's
exactly
crazy and concerning, to be honest. But I'll end on this, right? The tribal mindset that people have when voting, in my opinion, right, needs to fucking stop. Listen, everyone should essentially go into every election being politically homeless, having zero care whatsoever for who's a Democrat or who's a Republican, right? Just looking at the candidates and what they've done in the past and their policies and not which political party they belong to. Because I'm sorry, right? Let's be honest. If Kamala was a Republican, literally no one who is currently voting for her would have voted for her.
Exactly.
Not a single fucking one, besides her parents. Maybe. Listen, right, you have to make sure that you aren't having your mind made up for you, whether it's by your family members or the mainstream media, stupid shit like party loyalty or anything else. It's something that we all have to look out for. So make sure you aren't guilty of it yourself. But whatever happens, right, and whoever wins, I wish the best for America and everyone living there. Listen, but I do have to say, right, what Kamala lacks in policies, my God, man, does she make up for it with celebrities? Mate, who needs policies when
Exactly.
you have famous people? Like, oh, Kamala, what's your tax plan? Mate, who cares what a tax plan is? Look, it's Beyonce. And listen, right, it's customary to end these kind of roast type things with a few good words about the person you roasted. She also has a really cute laugh.
No, she does not.
Fucking yikes. And one thing that I have to respect about Kamala Harris, that no one can deny, right, is her endless dedication to making America healthy again by force-feeding everyone her nutritious as fuck word salad. Best of luck to all the Kamala votes.
That is exactly so true. Oh my God, I can't even, you hit it on the, and that's why she lost. All those things is why she lost. That's what people need to understand. That's what it is. But you know what? You're right. She is right. And I gotta be down with that. I gotta be down with that. I gotta be honest. Shout out to Marquez with this one. Marquise. Shout out to him. Because you know what? She's right. You got people to come in and like the music. And guess what? You got Beyonce. You literally have Beyonce. So why not?
Dance party with Beyonce. 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 Joe Biden is asleep. Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce. 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 Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. 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 Party with Beyonce. 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 Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. 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 Party with Beyonce. Beyonce.
Carry on.
Dance party with Beyonce. Beyonce. 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 Hold up. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. 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 Party with Beyonce. 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 Beyonce.
Shout out in that regard. Oh my goodness, it is really crazy. Like I said before, I'm sorry. I might do, like I said, I might do a, that's literally why she lost. Okay, she wanted to get my vote because of what I told you what she did to my friend. I can't overlook that. Again, you don't have to cut my arm off and for me to write in or do everything like that. No, it's not going to happen. She ran a bad candidacy. She lost not only the electoral college, but the popular vote. People made that sure. The Senate is red. And again, the House might be as well red as well. Let me just... It's still weird that the Arizona is the one that's just messing everything else up. But whatever, let me see. Of course. As of just so y'all could see it right here. As of my time right now, GOP is that, but it still has not gotten over whatever. It's 99 to 211. It's so weird that that's what it is. Why is taking so long? I don't get it. But as of for now, that's the results. Majority goes towards, of course, is going towards Republicans so far. Now I'll say this. I want to put me. I'll put me back on the screen. I want to say this to people out there so people can understand what's going on here. All right, check this out. Does Trump has faults? Yes. Did he? And I'm hoping this is true because I'm not hoping this is true. I'm hoping that what I'm about to say goes the same way. 2016, 2020, the faults that Trump did. One, do not ask for the nuclear option, President Trump. Now, Mitch McConnell stopped you last time, and that's the only time I'll praise Mitch McConnell's old ass. But don't ask for the option, because again, if you do that, then you know for sure. And I think they're gonna be Republicans that are gonna keep him in check. Keep him in check. Do not ask for that. I don't like that. I don't want that. One, two, make better choices for your transition team. You said Tulsi Gabbard, RFK, other people. Put in people back in there that you respect. I am happy. Corinne Johnson, Pierre, get her out. All that stuff like. Put in people this time. Drain the swamp. Put in people that you know you could put in there, okay? And don't put in people because of DEI bullcrap. That Yale get her out of there because she was crooked as hell. And also that a person who pretended to be a woman but she's a man and all that stuff for the healthcare. I think if you're a healthcare person, that's what you think. I think you should not be in healthcare. That's my opinion. But put better people in there for sure. All right? Drain the swamp. Even if you cannot get this done, because I know how government works and their bureaucracy, but I would love to actually know the number. Make sure you get Elon Musk and get the Department of Spending, waste is spending from Elon Musk. I want to see how much the government literally is using and wasting my money. Point blank. I want to see that for sure. Okay? Second, people need to understand, like I said before when my wife was here, Trump didn't start any wars, but he fought and he attacked other places. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So I'm not saying he's going to do any new wars, but he's going to have to attack. He will do something. Power respects power. That's the only way it is. Nobody gonna back down for somebody who that. Oh, let's have peaceful. Go back to history. Surrendering is only thing. Is either straight out overpower or they were surrendering to somebody else. There was no people that say, let's come together and have a peace treaty. That ain't happen. That don't happen. The only person come to a peace treaty after they got their butts whooped. So it's going to be something like that out there. Okay? And President Trump, please understand this. You got J.D. Vance for this, let him do that. Focus on fixing the country. Okay? Do not care what the news media say. They're gonna be against you all the way, no matter what. So let them call you liar. Let it call you what it is. Forget about it. And that's why I would say to people out there, to my Hispanic brothers and sisters that are good, because again, I don't care what good is. The good is what is. And to my sisters of the 9%, my black sisters of the 9% who voted for Trump, or voted on the 1% that didn't vote for Trump, or Kamala, the 10%. Because women gonna say, "Oh, you should not be there. You should not be this, and all you care about is child support, take it away, and all stuff." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" Call me what you want to call me. I am a Christian. I am black. There's only two genders. Period. You could be what you want to be, but there's only two genders. Leave the damn kids alone with the over-sexualization and also with the gender stuff. Let them get to be 18 years old, and if they want to be a man or a woman, if they want to change it, go right ahead. Use your own money. Go right ahead. I don't care. And to protect, again, like I said before, to protect yourself. If you protect yourself from getting hurt and murdered, if you're going to be in a relationship and you are a transgender person, do not, I say it again, do not lie to your significant other. All right? You don't gotta tell up front that you were born a man but you're not, you're a woman. But if it's getting to a point and you don't have the operation, yeah, Don't do that. And again, when you do have the operation, it ain't gonna work as perfect as it is, because again, you can't simulate sperm and you can't simulate wetness. That I'm not trying to be graphic. Wetness from the vagina. It just the mucus. You can't simulate. You can't stimulate. Fake it. You will have to use for all this time. It's just you. I don't know why you're doing that to your body, but again, it's your body, your choice, as they would say. Okay. That's where it is. And also, to the people who are abortions, I would tell black men, young men, everybody out there, black men, if your girlfriend was talking about all this crap about abortions and all this stuff, don't do it. Do not marry that chick. Don't be in a relationship with a chick. Don't have the chick. Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. Because if you're that stupid to get a woman pregnant who like that, that's the kind of woman who will drain you of your life and drain you of your capital, and you ain't gonna like it. You got, like I said, you got literally women right now trying to divorce their husband because for no fault divorces. We need to get rid of that crap. I'm trying to get rid of because with this because you voted for Trump. That's a stupid definition. Literally. Like I said, you see me and my wife, we are not on the same political party. We're not. But our leanings are basically what it is, because yeah. And I know people who voted for a Democrat. I don't call and they're nice people. Only crazy leftist white women I will call out, and men too, because they're the most emasculating people I've ever seen. Other than that, if you're a Democrat, you vote for Kamala Harris, that's your choice. Hey, it is what it is. I've said it before on this show. I've never told a person who to vote for. You do what you want to do. I will tell you not to vote for taxes, even though in my county they did that. You freaking morons. Now my property tax is going to go up because of bull crap. Vote no for all taxes. Vote no. Speaking of that, I gotta see something here, because I want to before I end this show, I want to see something here, because that makes no sense to me. I'm doing this live because I want to do this, and I see we have about 52,1900 people. Good. 190 people, sorry, in the building. Again, if you want to catch up on the show, you will catch us on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Rumble. If you want to catch past shows, YouTube and Rumble is the best place to see it. Shout out to the people out there who listen worldwide on Nico in Japan, You Live, You Now, that's in Eastern Europe, Tempo FM, which is in the western part of Europe. Thank y'all for giving me your time, your ears into the conversation. But let me see something here. I want to see videos, documents. I want to see something here. Oh, my ballot that I voted for. I want to see. Because our tax is going to go up, which is crazy. Additional property tax might be levied for concern for okay, I got a question. The library bond, that's what people voted for. The library bond in North Carolina, plus interest. This is to expand the renovation of libraries and other library facilities, fixed and mobile, acquisition of related lands, rights, waiver equipment, providing additional taxes may be levied in the amount of sufficient to pay principal and interest on this bond, which of course is 20 years for my state. My county is just stupid. They passed that dumb thing. And again, it's libraries. I'm not against reading books. I'm not against the libraries, but let's be honest. Why? When you buy books, you go do stuff anyway or whatever. It's just, oh my God, it's just weird. In that regard. But anyway, like I said before, it is all craziness. It is all not so jobs. We are not. We're not just only understanding how situations are because the president happened. This was a mandate. This was a red wave. These people really said, we're not down with this crap. It just is. And many times I've said, I wish everybody out there very much to be safe. Take care of your families. Again, if you want to leave the country, go, because trust me, y'all don't know nothing about it. And I'm telling you this right now, white leftist women, you have it good. You have it really good. If you think that you could go someplace else and do better, please go. Because I bet you when you go outside this country, you'll find out, whoa, the world is crazy. Just is. Okay? It is. So let's not pretend that. So, and I'll tell you this too. I never prayed to say, oh, I pray to God that, Trump wins the election or something like that. I never prayed for that. Why? Because that's not a prayer that I wanted to use. If I want to pray to God, I'm praying for health of family, health of people, health of, of protecting us from evils and all that stuff like that. So that's what I would say. But I will pray to protect the president-elect and the president. Because again, even if Kamala win, they're the captains of my ship, of my plane. I don't want the plane to crash. Okay? So yeah, that's how I see that. So with that said, again, thank you for giving me your eyes, your ears, your heart, your mind, everything. Remember out there, again, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your neighbors. That's how you make a great community. Again, I'm not really people, it's kind of weird. People say, oh, I'm disgusted because what my wife voted for, whatever, is against the black community. You're not my community. Sorry. My community is my family, my friends, and people who are orbit around me who are good people. And that's why I always said evil comes in all shapes: size, color, creed, height, sex, nationality. Evil is evil. No matter what. Good is good in the same way. Alright? So hopefully you guys take care. Take care of your family, relax, and we'll catch y'all next week. Around 8ish to 9ish, that's how we start. Remember, check us out if you ever want to know stuff. You can check us out at that. Project Open Mic is on YouTube and Spotify and all of those places again. So hey, and again, enjoy the song. You can go check it out. It's I Marquis. If you like the song Beyonce, to have some fun with that as well. And we already don't see the world's already changing to what happens for the better. Funny how that works. But also, last but not least, my final stance. People are stupid, individuals smart. Be that smart individual. This is your boy Tig for Project Open Mic, saying you have a good night. Please be protected, and we'll catch you next week. Peace out.